Hi everyone, it's Pink Red Health and Fitness. Today, we're talking about anti-aging. In 1990, the US had about a population of 250 million, with 31 million of them aged 65 or older and 3 million 85 or older. Fast forward to 2025. There are currently about 335 million Americans, with 58 million of them aged 65 or older and 6.5 million people over the age of 85. Proportion-wise, it went from 12% to 17%. At this rate, by 2030, 1 in 5 people in the US is going to be 65 or older. And by 2050, 1 in every 4 people is going to be 65 or older. Let's take a closer look at the US age demographics. Those who are currently aged around 60 to 75 years old are often referred to as baby boomers. The name baby boomers derived from the baby boom after the Second World War, with economic prosperity. They represent 1/3 of the US population today, but hold over half of US wealth and political power. More senior than baby boomers, the silent generation consists of individuals who are currently aged around 75 to 95 years old. They are also the wealthiest generation in the US. It is quite apparent that the population is getting older and older year after year, leading to many health problems and health concerns. According to statistics, up to 50% of one's lifetime healthcare expenditures occur after age 65. With the 10 most common chronic health conditions including hypertension or high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis, ischemic heart disease or coronary heart disease, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, heart failure, depression, Alzheimer's disease and dementia, chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases or COPD. It is shown that 80% of 65-year-olds or above have at least one of these chronic conditions, with about 70% having 2 or more of these chronic conditions. It is sadly true that less than half of 65 plus is considered healthy, and less than 1/3 of 85 plus are considered in good health. Since all the bad stuff seems to be associated with aging, how we slow down or even reverse the aging process becomes incredibly important. Before jumping into that, we have to first understand what aging is. Aging, in the dictionary, is defined as the inevitable, irreversible decline in organ function that occurs over time, even in the absence of injury, illness, environmental risks, or poor lifestyle choices. There are several aspects that aging is categorized, such as chronicle age, which is simply counting years individuals have existed. It is also the most common approach used to classify individuals. Functional age. This is the approach that takes individual functional capacity into account. It consists of 3 aspects of aging: biological aging, psychological aging, and social aging. Last but not least, relative age, which compares and contrasts an individual's aging speed to the so-called average person of the same age. In addition, gender difference is another factor that influences lifespan. Females tend to live longer than their male counterparts due to their sex chromosomes, hormonal differences, and generally better lifestyle choices and engagement in healthcare prevention. There are many physical changes associated with aging, such as height loss, postural changes, bone loss, muscle loss, weight gain, fat gain, mobility and flexibility loss, balance and gait changes, visual decline, hearing decline, somatosensory decline, skin changes, hormonal changes, cardiovascular changes, pulmonary changes, neuroplasticity and cognitive decline, psycho-emotional changes, nutritional changes. Because of all these physical changes, the aging population experiences more common chronic health conditions. So, here comes the question: Can the aging process be stopped or reversed? The answer is no. Again, aging is an inevitable, irreversible decline in organ function that occurs over time, even without injury, illness, environmental risks, or poor lifestyle choices. So, stop wasting your money on so-called anti-aging products. They are most likely unscientific, scams, and may or may not be harmful. But does that mean we should just sit around and do nothing? No. There are still plenty of things we can do to slow down the aging process, improve quality of life, and extend longevity. Research has shown that consuming fewer calories can prolong life at any age. It is also found that increasing NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is energy expenditure during activities that are not part of a structured exercise program, such as fidgeting, standing, and tapping feet, can prevent age-related health problems. And, of course, exercise and physical activity are linked to increasing fitness levels and both quality and quantity of life. In order to stay physically independent as long as humanly possible, an active lifestyle is the key. Unfortunately, however, the majority of older adults do not even meet the bare minimum activity levels to maintain good health. Over time, as medical technology advances, life expectancy is growing faster than the years lived in good health. Knowing that aging cannot be stopped or reversed, what's really needed is to age healthily. That being said, frequent physical activity and exercise, staying socially engaged, being intellectually curious, being more mindful of nutrition and sleep hygiene, and managing stress levels are all areas that promote healthy aging. In the end, aging is a natural part of life, but how we age is largely within our control. Remember, it's not always about adding years to our life, but life to our years. And it is never too late to start being proactive about our own health. So, what are you waiting for? Let's make a change and enjoy every moment along the way. All right, that's all for today. Take care, and see you all here in the next one.